Coming up, at 3:30 on Cartoony Toe, a full hour of CoComelon, followed by super simple songs. Stay tuned.
I love watching CoComelon, my absolute favorite show in the whole wide world. And I get to sing my favorite songs while watching CoComelon. But I also like to watch Wonder Pets, Paw Patrol, Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, and Barney and Friends, if only that show didn't get cancelled in 2010. What is it, Mom? Don't you see I'm going to watch CoComelon?
Alan, can you please come downstairs? In 30 minutes, we're going to be having dinner at a restaurant.
What is it, Mom?
Alan, we're going to Olive Garden because Tony won a first place prize in the science fair this week.
I'm so happy we're going somewhere to eat, because eating at home all of the time is really boring. However, I think we should go to Chuck E. Cheese's instead of Olive Garden. Olive Garden doesn't have any CoComelon toys or arcade games.
Here we go again. Doesn't Alan realize he is too old to go to Chuck E. Cheese's? I'm 13 years old, and I don't go to baby restaurants anymore. That's one of the reasons I like Olive Garden. Besides, even if we went to an arcade place, we should go to one that isn't specifically for babies and toddlers.
Alan, we're not going to Chuck E. Cheese's because we're going to Olive Garden instead. Besides, aren't you rather too old to go to Chuck E. Cheese's? You're 16 years old.
But I don't want to go to Olive Garden. That is a very boring restaurant. No arcade games, no kiddie train, no CoComelon toys. Why don't we go to Chuck E. Cheese's instead of Olive Garden? Chuck E. Cheese's is the best restaurant in the world.
Now Alan, don't get us started with your childish behavior. We need you to behave your absolute best while we're at Olive Garden. Otherwise, you'll be grounded. Understand?
Why can't you take me to Chuck E. Cheese's instead of Olive Garden? Is it that complicated?
Alan, we can go to an arcade place another time, but today, we're going to Olive Garden. Besides, you can have pizza at Olive Garden. There are places other than Chuck E. Cheese's that serve pizza, don't you know that?
This is not looking good. It's going to be really embarrassing while we're at Olive Garden. I think it might be a better idea to have pizza at home instead.
I wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. 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 Please, why can't we go to Chuck E. Cheese's instead of that silly Olive Garden that has no arcade games and CoComelon toys? Yeah.
Alan. No! We're not going to Chuck E. Cheese's, and that is final. Now, stop acting like the big baby you're acting like right now, so that we can go to Olive Garden, and I want you on your very best behavior at dinner.
Hey, don't call me a big baby. How could you do that? I'm 16 years old. I'm not a baby, I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby, I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby, I'm not a baby. Stop calling me a baby, you entitled Catherine, otherwise I'm going to sue you in court, big time. Yeah.
Mom, you know what?
What, Tony?
I really think it's a better idea that we have pizza at home instead. It's going to be really embarrassing to have to deal with Alan's tantrums while we're at Olive Garden, and we may be asked to leave because of it.
I'm thinking the exact same thing. We should have pizza here at home instead. Alan, we're going to have pizza here at home. We can't go into public places with you acting this way.
No, I want to go to Olive Garden. 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 Can we at least go there if we can't go to Chuck E. Cheese's?
Absolutely. No! we're still not going to Olive Garden. Instead, we're going to be ordering a pizza to have here for dinner. Right, that is it. Alan, go to your room for 30 minutes. I will let you know when the pizzas are here.
Yeah.
Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, "Did you ever see a dog dancing on a log?" Down by the bay.
I cannot get enough of CoComelon, especially now that I'm eating 4 slices of pizza while watching these videos.